this guy? Why are you listening to my interview?
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of It's Related.
I promise.
Hectic. Wow, we've been starting this episode for the past 15 minutes. Anyway, the stories are never ending. And it'll make a lot of sense as to why we have chosen Dushy and Jayson to come back for this particular episode. We realized the last time that you guys were here that the banter is where it's at with y'all. I mean, of course, you have also very good insights. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But what I enjoyed is that what me and Sharon were thinking we need to do with you guys is that we do like reaction videos, because as friends, me, Sharon, and Ronnie, we're always sharing each other. You know, TikToks. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And then I think it came up like, you know what? The next episode we have with Dushy and Jayson, it should just be reactions, because their commentary is to die for.
Yeah.
If there was like a football match of TikTok, you guys are the ones who are like, and here comes number 27.
Ping pong for football.
Yeah, you know, it's paddleboard, but say, what do you want? Okay, first of all, it's a ball and this
Have you kicked the ball? All right, so let's get into introductions before we get lost in another loophole.
Wait, what's my name?
Yes.
For real, yeah? What's my name?
Okay, let's start with Dushy. Let's start with what's my name? For real, what's my name?
For real?
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Hi, how are you? My name is Dushy Korea. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hi guys, Jayson, as always, happy to be back.
Sana kwanza.
Karibuni kwenye
Mtandao.
Yeah, it's related, I promise.
I say mwanangu.
At the corner over there.
My name is Sharon, aka Shazo, 1/3 of It's Related, I promise.
Yes, and I am your host.
Yeah,
I am your lead today. My name is Jules. You can find me on my Instagram at Jules_her, as in her. And also you can follow me on my other podcast, So This Is Love. Let us begin. So we're doing reaction videos. We got a bunch of TikToks between me and Sharon and et al. And you guys are going to we're all going to react to it. I know there are some that are leaning towards friendship, because you two are.
I just met this guy, baby.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out. Is it self-acclaimed? Okay, you're each other's best friends.
Very self-proclaimed.
Yes. And me and Sharon are also friends. So it's like whenever we have these conversations around friendship, we're feeling like you guys would be the perfect people to talk to jump on that conversation. But we're gonna start the episode like we always do with what's caught your attention of late. In Tanzania, with Jayson. Jay, take a pick.
Number one.
I'm actually glad that we brought this up. So the other day I was just scrolling on my Instagram and I saw a friend of mine talking about the prices of things and the compromises that she's been making on the products that she's been bringing into the house. You know, back in the day when I used to have an internship job, but I lived with my parents, I used to wonder, like, things like Kellogg's, like, that was my standard.
Yeah.
Like, I used to just be like, you know, that's my cornflakes.
Things have changed.
The other day, because I've started generating. Is it the word generating best word? Is
Generating what, baby?
My palate for nani, my tolerance for chili. What's the word?
You've been you've been
Cultivating.
You know what? That's a smart girl over there.
Cultivating.
Yes.
It's because you said cultiva earlier.
Yeah, actually.
I was like, cultiva,
Well done.
cultivate.
Yeah. So the other day I was like, I've missed sriracha.
The palate was just craving.
And I went to the supermarket and you guys,
How much is sriracha?
I think it's around 700 now.
Shillings.
If I'm not wrong, yeah. So I picked up a brand called Chili Pili, which was amazing, which is like the flavor profile, first of all. Like it was such a drop in price compromise that when I went home, I just remember thinking to myself, like, is it that you can't afford or you just made a good financial decision?
And you're looking for the good.
Yeah, I was like, maybe that was smart. Maybe.
Were you silenced or you
That's right. I silenced myself. You know? So actually, I wanted to know because I think for me, when it comes to like compromises with products, I think for me that for me was one of those things, because I know like for Dushy, she doesn't compromise like with things like tissue. She can never. When you
What
go to
ply
her
do you
house,
get?
it's 14
Four
ply. If
ply
anything.
tissue.
Her house is luxury.
That's like a towel.
I really enjoy the feeling of it, and I told myself there are particular things I won't compromise
Babe, how
on.
much is 4-ply tissue?
You'll find that maybe a pack of 4, because I usually buy the 4 packs because I can now stuff them into the bathrooms, will be maybe about almost 400 bob.
Damn, that's expensive, but
It is. It is.
Very.
But my
Love
mamo
it.
is happy. You know what I'm saying? She's a happy sushi. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
That's what caught me for the week.
Oh.
Still shaking from the sriracha cost.
I can't believe it's 700 bob.
Yeah.
From what? From I don't even know what sriracha is.
Sriracha, the hot sauce.
The hot
But if anything,
Okay.
serrano peppers in the world are not there anymore, so sriracha is hard to find.
Really?
so
Yeah.
it's a chili sauce, basically.
Yeah, it's a chili
Yeah.
sauce, yeah.
It's
But it's a
actually
really
Asian.
good one.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
A really fantastic Asian.
You're
Yeah.
really the
Sauce.
foodie in the group.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Jayson does a lot
He
of
is
food
a-
content.
Yeah.
On his TikTok mostly.
Yeah.
You also have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, my YouTube channel, Take a Pic, where I talk about everything, lifestyle, food-related, travel.
Dushy.
Hey, travel.
Fashion.
Speaking of travel,
because we travel.
Speaking of travel, that's actually what caught my attention.
Oh, nice.
We were having a conversation debate in our little WhatsApp group with Julia and Modoni, and someone posted this video of this girl, or rather, the premise of the discussion was, if you're all going on a girls' trip or you're going on a trip as a group of friends, and you can afford to fly business, but everybody else is in economy, what are you doing? Are you going to fly business? It's a long haul flight. Are you going to fly business, or you'll fly with everyone in economy?
So I can bring you back champagne. I'm what's up.
Yeah.
I just get this a champagne. I carry my shares with you guys. Then I go sleep.
Keep going back and go
That's
back
really-
sleep. Mama, wait, is this an actual question
Imagine.
for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I'd
it's 'cause we've
celebrate you
traveled.
in business class. Like,
Because we've traveled.
But
with
you're
friends,
not. You're
with
not.
some of
You're
them.
not. You're going to get like it's the point of the
the
trip is to
destination
go.
is to go there. Let me tell you, me first of all on a flight, don't talk to me because all I need to do is sit. Because when you're in cattle class, uko nyuma,
Yes, not cattle class.
you're stiff.
I don't know. I imagine I really felt like I wouldn't like I would
Fly economy.
I would fly. If we've said we're going together as a group.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna miss out on all the banter, the jokes, like
Okay. But I feel like
She's trying to comprehend.
no, but I get that. Maybe you'd feel like you'd miss out on particular things. But
and
we've
also
had-
I
we've
feel like it also comes across a little bit like you're not part of the gang.
We've traveled with friends who have been in business class, and once in a while maybe they'll come say hi, how you guys doing? I also don't think we're very we're conversational people during flights.
Yeah.
As I'm there
Okay.
to maybe watch my movie. We'll take a nap. Maybe once in a while we'll be like, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the rest of the time it's very. Let's enjoy each other's space without necessarily
Yeah,
having to talk
because
the
like when we get
entire-
there, then we're going to the
Same
absolute
place.
same place.
Yeah.
We're going to be eating the
So you
same
don't think it
restaurants.
sends a weird message?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think when I was younger, I'd have gone with everybody else because I don't want to be separated from the gang. I want to still be part of. I don't want to come after and then guys are like, oh, Jules, you are not there. Because I used to have a lot of FOMO, but
It's
now
FOMO, by the way.
my comfort
It is.
and my peace of mind is
Yeah.
a priority over what you guys think about me. Well, no, I still care what my friends think about me, but you know what I mean. Like now, and it's one of those situations where I feel like it depends on where are we going, who are we going with, which friends. There's some friends I'm just like I'm not compromising, but there's some I'm like I have to sit with you guys.
Yeah.
So there's so many variables, but now I think for sure I'll just
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
see you on the other side.
I mean, if I'm traveling with Dushy and
Yeah,
then
just the
like
two
if
of
it's just the
us.
two of us, I mean, we're gonna
We're
sit
going
in that
anywhere
cattle
together.
class.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because if it's just the two of you,
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
imagining. Like it's a close group of friends. But okay, me personally, I would have struggled with being. I don't know. Like there's something about it that's like I don't know how I feel about
Me, it
that.
depends. If you're flying those Arabian flights, I can do economy. First of all, I'm acting like I do business anyway.
We're manifesting.
soon comes,
Babe.
Speak it out into the universe.
My spirit
Put out
is
there.
my
Yeah,
spirit
babe,
is
you have
rich.
to proclaim.
I
these
love
things.
that. It's wealthy. Kwanzaa.
But
Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
caught my attention.
Food
I've
for
just
thought. Food
remembered.
for thought. Because money does separate you. So like, how much do you want to be separated from?
From your
Yeah.
friends.
From your friends,
And like it's a girls'
and it's the
trip.
conversation we were having the other time,
Yes.
where money and connections, they go hand in hand
Yeah.
nowadays. So I don't know, it's a tough one. What's got your attention, Dushy?
So I've been having a lot of conversations around apologizing this week for whatever reason in relationships with friendships, and I was wondering, do you guys know what apology languages are?
Apology languages.
Yeah.
Oh, like
One?
love languages.
Yeah, like love languages. So there are 5 apology languages as well. Expressing regret, making restitution, another 3 that I can't seem to remember right now. So, and I was talking to people about the fact that understanding how what your apology language looks like helps a lot in communicating how you would want someone to apologize to you. And understanding theirs helps you understand how to be able to apologize to them in the most effective manner. Because, for example, I've said this very many times over the course of very many years. To me, the same sorry you tell me if you came to my house and accidentally dropped my favorite glass and it broke can't be the same sorry you tell me, for example, you cheat on me. Right? To me, sorry is, yes, I appreciate it, but it's neither here nor there in the larger scheme of things. My apology language is making restitution, trying to take things back to how they were before. So I've been having a lot of those conversations with regards to telling people that just one person's how you apologize, how someone apologizes to you and you feel like it's effective, won't necessarily apply to me. And won't apply to Sharon, won't apply to Jayson. So yeah, it's been a really interesting journey of understanding how to communicate that this is also how I want to be apologized to. Because people are used to saying sorry for things.
What did you call it? Making restitution.
Making restitution, yeah. So you get things back. There are other people who it's expressing regret. If you just say, I'm really sorry that I made you feel a particular way. Yeah, and that works for them.
Sounds like me.
Yes, yeah. So different people, different strokes for different folks.
Sounds like me as well.
Yeah.
What are they again expressing?
So actually, let me get them.
Apology.
I have them here.
Love
They're
languages.
actually 5. No, so it's love languages and
But for
apologies.
apologies.
There are many
Apology,
things
love
now we have
language.
to look at.
Apology, love language.
I was like,
And then
doesn't
it's
sound
just
right.
it's just the way you do the test for love languages, you do the test as well for the apology language. So it helps you deduce based on the answers that you give.
Hey,
what
She's
Did
brought
you?
all the nannies.
I said, sweetie,
damn.
you're not gonna tell me twice. So the
being
5
the
of them
verbs.
are expressing regret, which is well, it sounds obvious. Many people allow pride or guilt to get in the way of saying that they're sorry, right? But it's actually saying sorry. Accepting responsibility. So not just saying you are right, but saying I was wrong for this, right? So taking the responsibility up and saying that I actually did this. So making restitution, which is mine. Proving that you're willing to correct the problem and make things better. Genuinely repenting, which is engaging in problem solving. So do we go to therapy? Do we, right? That's okay, but it works for some people. And then requesting forgiveness. Saying I'm sorry and please forgive me. So
I don't like that one. It's weird.
Run
The
for
last one.
forgiveness.
Please, have you forgiven
no,
me?
I don't. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's not as pushy as.
I feel like
have
that
you
brings
forgiven
everything
me?
back now onto you.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
Like,
what
give
it
me my
actually
time.
says-
Yeah.
It says, I'm sorry for letting you down. Can you find it in your heart to please forgive me? And this one apparently applies specifically if you're not quite ready for reconciliation yet. So there's a lot of trepidation around, I think, that 5th one for requesting for
Yeah,
forgiveness.
I feel if that last one maybe it's not mine. It's definitely not my
you.
forgiveness language. What is it?
Apology.
Apology.
Forgiveness
Forgiveness
language.
Oh
Sorry,
God,
again.
yeah. It's not my apology language because I feel like it's that pressure for me to.
Forgive me.
They want it to be like, but you already forgave me. You know.
Let's make it okay so we can move on.
Yeah,
from
so
it.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I have to get on your timetable. Yeah,
Makes
interesting.
sense.
Hey, there are so many things now in modern love.
So
So
we're
many things to
complicated.
consider. So what caught my attention is related to friendships. When your really close friend has an issue with somebody or does not like somebody, do you also now not like them? Or what happens? I can tell you what I've noticed happens to me. Sharon is an example. She has no idea I'm going to talk about this. Don't worry, Stan, Nikavitu. Like, I remember there's one time, actually during apartment life, there's somebody who spoke to you in a way that was rude. I wasn't there, but she told me, man, that babe, do you know this is what she did? And now my mind towards this person who by the way I know, but I mean I don't know them that well, but my attitude towards them just they've not done anything wrong to me, but I'm like, they're mean, they're malicious, you know.
Oh,
so
damn.
I've realized whether I like it or not, for me, naturally, if I like you or you're my friend and you tell me, that babe, there's something that I get informed subconsciously. So now this girl, I found her on my explore page on Instagram, and automatically I was like, wait, this person hasn't done anything to me, and I actually think they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're aesthetic. Let me just say, it's pretty cool. So why am I in a feeling? I'm like, oh, it's because of Shaz. So my question was, those lines in loyalty in friendship, where are they? Because when we were young, it was very like,
You have
don't
to
talk to them.
Yeah, it's clear.
She's not our friend.
Yeah.
But now as adults,
Yeah.
there are some weird lines where, like, if I have an issue with somebody and then maybe Sharon is being buddy with them, I have to get into that emotional maturity state of she's her own person. She can make her own decisions and make her own deductions about this sociopath.
This sociopath.
What are your thoughts?
I love that. I think we have a very clear line about that.
Has it happened before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're very clear about one thing. We never tell the other person not to like someone because we're having a thing with them. Perfect example. There's a person who's a now very good friend, but there's a time we had a really, really, really bad argument, just a situation that kind of just exploded into chaos and pandemonium among friends. And I was very clear with telling everyone, and even with him, we had a very clear understanding, and that just because I'm having a really tough season
time.
with this person, you're not obligated now to cut them off or to be rude to them or mean to them. And I remember there was once that person came and told Jayson, thank you so much for being nice to me during that time that me and Dushy were having. And he was like, that's not a question. We don't but are there times that someone will do something to Jayson or Fena and I'll be like, you there, go away. Sorry for the non-English.
Direct translation.
You there, go away.
That's not even threatening. It's like, what?
It's like,
You
what?
there, go
It
away.
didn't sound as good. Yes. And for example, there's one time someone came to Shtaki Jayson to me like, Jayson, he did this. And I asked them, what did you do? And she was like, what did you think? Assume it was me. And I was like, because I know my best friends. Really, if you reacted this way, you did something.
Must
Okay.
you must have done something.
I don't think there's you don't have to. I'm not saying also don't bring them around me then.
Yeah. Don't bring them in my space.
Don't bring them in my space. But
Like, be mindful of the.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like in that situation, because normally I don't know. I'm not that friend that likes constant reassurance that I love you, you're my friend, da, 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 da. Obviously that stuff is nice, but I think in that season, like if I see you being buddy with someone I don't like, I would demand for a little bit more reassurance than normal. Because I'm in a state of really questioning our friendship.
Yeah.
So you can, I don't mind if you're friends with this person. Naturally, I would a little bit, but also as you said, I feel like when you grow up, you have to kind of mature a little bit.
Yeah.
But I want to mature to act mature, but also you recognize that this is uncomfortable for me. So just give me some reassurance. Let's have, like, if we're having lunch, just tell me, you love me. I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
That's not who I am normally. But when I feel threatened and insecure by your friendship with someone I don't like, I think I would expect you to have that emotional intelligence for you to be like, hey, okay, here, Sharon will feel uncomfortable. So let me just, because I think it kind of happened with us-ish. I don't know, but I remember getting that consciousness of, I need to tell you that you're my priority or person.
Oh,
Do you remember that situation?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yes, you remember.
Okay.
And I was like,
Okay.
because it was more like,
So you're right. Yeah.
because I remember thinking if I was in your shoes, what I would want you to do to me, for me, because we were in a situation where there's a person who I know very well it makes Julia uncomfortable, and this person wanted to do some stuff with me, some work with me, and I called Jules and I was just like, babe, this situation has happened. This person wants to work with me, but then I don't have that scarcity mentality of like, if I don't work with them, my life is over type thing. And I was just like, you're my sister. Like that's not, if it's, I don't know. I just feel like I would have wanted that level of reassurance if you were in my shoes.
Yeah.
Because I get very insecure by things like that.
Noted.
So it's like, it makes me like, because I'm like, why are you friends with someone that doesn't, that has beef with me?
True.
I
mean, yeah, okay. Me, I'll just say the real the person who's going to therapy will be like, do what you want to do.
Right.
But qua ground, I'm just like, babe, why you fucking with this person? Especially if it's somebody I just have I'm weird about, it's no big deal. But if it's somebody who has maybe sabotaged me or has been awful
a vindictive
to me,
person.
I will be honest, it's my
I
expectation.
think that's a bit different.
As my friend,
Yeah.
it's like, we're not talking to them. I know myself. That's my expectation.
imagine I get
I haven't
that.
had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Except maybe that, I think the one she's talking about, but she's the one who brought the information to me. I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, and I was happy that she did.
Yeah.
I know I was acting very mature, like it's okay, babe. But I was like,
You were acting, and then it slipped up, and I was like, babe, say what you
yeah, I'm not comfortable because I don't want to see this shit on my timeline,
Right.
Personally,
I get that because I think we have a person who I think as of now, initially there was a lot of clarity about me and this person don't fuck with each other. But if the person comes and says hi to Jayson in the club, but something happened where Jayson is very clear, and we are both very clear.
We left.
Even if there's
Yeah.
even
As a
if there's
unit,
work,
we left.
We all stood up and said,
Yeah.
me imagine that's how I move.
Yeah.
I prefer we move as
But it also took
unit.
time because we had to get back to. I had to understand what the situation was, and this was something that had Sumbua Dushy mentally. So when I explained it to her, and I was like, okay, best friend, so this is how I feel about this situation. So when the situation kind of repeated, I looked at Doreen, and I remember that day there was a question, and more like, okay, Sarabasi, we're going to this person's house. And I remember looking at Dushy, and she was drunk out of her mind, and so was I. And she said, best friend, if everybody else is gonna go, we're gonna go home, and we're just gonna be drunk together, and we just have a good time. And I remember looking at Dushy, in my head, I said to myself, I would 100% rather be on her couch, blacked out, with everybody else having the time of their lives. And it's so weird because everybody else was just like, guys started saying, oh, wait, okay, Kajay and Dushy, wait, where are you guys going? And I was like, to Dushy's house. Oh, okay.
Can I come?
And only like 2 people left.
Yeah.
And we made a decision. And that day, we said to each other, like, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But it's a discussion.
It should be a discussion.
Yeah.
It has to
But
be a discussion.
at the end of the day, if you guys are very close and one person has had the other, I believe it will be difficult for this other person to be friends with somebody who
It's tough.
affect the dynamic over here. So I mean that's why communities are what they are.
It's true.
Anyways, let's get to the conversation. Which is
we had something
we
else.
had something
Damn.
else. But I still feel wait, I just want to add to something. But also what I'm saying is can we conclude by saying it depends on how bad the beef is
situation
with the other
is.
person.
Yes.
And number
Very
2,
important.
it depends on how deep that friendship is.
Relationship is.
I think those are the
100%,
things that matter. Because it would be tough if it's somebody who is also close to Jayson, who Dushy has an issue with. That's gonna make it tough on Jayson.
Yeah.
But if it's not, you understand,
get you.
there are different dynamics. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out how is this going to affect your friendship.
Can I throw also another spanner in that work? Those works. What?
In that one.
Let me throw it there.
Work.
Also, I feel like that, I don't know, maybe it's a douchey thing, but sometimes I'll pick beef on your behalf. If we're very close and I see someone treating you in a way, but because you're too in it, you don't see it, me, I can pick beef on your behalf. And now me have a problem with someone,
Dushy, we
and
need to
you're
be
just there.
friends.
Yeah. And you're just
She'll
there like,
collect it.
no, but
Yeah,
but
she'll
and I'm
collect
just like,
it.
no, you know what? You can explain it away. But to me, that person is not persona non grata. And I have several people in my life, personally, who's maybe the person who I am angry on their behalf is okay with them. And me, you can't bring them in my space. And it's very clear. And very many people know that.
And it was their beef.
And
that you
even
were
now,
sort
they
of-
probably hang out with that person. And I'm very clear about that.
Yeah.
When I am around, do not bring them near me. Because whatever it is that's causing you to feel like you need to tolerate this, that's now
Yeah, you
sweetie.
don't have
You'll
to.
get there at your own time, and I'm not going to push you. But for me and my house, we're not dealing with that nonsense. Yeah, I'm very clear about that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will be like, yeah, no, me, I think everyone's a grown up, but no, we are not grown ups. We are all inner children in grown up bodies.
Exactly.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sharon, shall you share with us the TikToks?
Yes.
So that we can do a cool reaction.
The TikTok that I brought today is something that I'm so curious to hear what you guys think about this, because I watched it and I was like, whoa. It was really shouting at me a little bit. Especially as I've gotten older. I'm giving a preamble just so that you understand why for me it was interesting. I've realized it talks about ambivalence. You know, it's a big word, but ambivalence is like when you're kind of indifferent about someone, a relationship, a job, a partner. And this, I don't know if she's a psychologist or whoever she is, one of these like experts, is just defining why ambivalent relationships are very toxic.
Okay.
Compared to even like regular toxic relationships. Okay. All right. It's a bit long. It's like 2 minutes, but just bear with me.
The relationships that are the most toxic are not the toxic relationships. They're actually the ambivalent relationships.
Oh.
And so this is, I think, the problem is with social energy and work energy, it's ambivalence that drains us the most. It's like an app running in the background. It's draining you without even realizing it. Ambivalent tasks and ambivalent relationships are the same. So the hardest category is not just, yes, those work tasks drain me. It's the tasks where you're like, I kind of like it. When someone says kind of, I go, ooh, that was a flag for you. I don't want you to kind of like it. I don't want you to kind of like someone. It was okay hanging out with them. No, there's that famous adage now, you should be a heck yeah, not a yeah. Let's break that down into some actual tasks and some actual systems. So ambivalence is a problem of our work energy and our social energy, and highly effective people are very good at not having anything ambivalent.
And what does ambivalent mean?
Okay.
It's a big word.
Yes, ambivalent means you're not sure if you love it or hate it. You could take it or leave it. You feel neutral often when you do it. That is actually more dangerous. I'll give you an example that happens the most with people. Ambivalent relationships are actually the hardest. You might have that friend where you see them on your calendar, you're like, oh yeah, should I cancel? I'm so tired. Or I'm not really looking forward to it, but we've been friends forever and it's been on the calendar for a long time. And you hang out with them and you wonder, is this fun? Or as my good friend says, is this fun or am I just fun? Right? Like sometimes really fun people can mask they're having fun. Actually, they're just fun, but they're not actually having any fun. So you're wondering, am I having fun? Or are they supporting me? Wait, was that passive aggressive? Why do I feel so tired? When you leave this friend and you think, oh, I should have just stayed home and watched Netflix. When you leave and you can't remember anything you talked about. When you leave and you question, do they really like me? Did I learn anything? Did I get asked good questions? That is an ambivalent relationship.
And we pour a ton of energy into them.
A ton. They take more energy than the good relationships and the toxic relationships. And so when you think about the people in your life, and I would highly recommend, make a list of all the people in your life and put a star next to the people who you would drop things to hang out with. Like you would move some things around to hang out with them. That's a good relationship. Then put a minus sign next to people who you dread hanging out with. Sometimes these are obligatory relationships, colleagues or family relationships you don't really love. That's fine. Know it. Own it. Don't pretend that you like hanging out with them. That's okay. It's okay that we have people that are not our people. And then put a question mark next to the people who you're not sure if you would forget if you didn't hang out with them. Right? You know those people that like weeks go by and you're like, man, I haven't even thought about that person. Those question marks, please stop seeing them. Just for a while. Do you miss them? Is your life different not seeing them? I think we have to be really careful with our social energy.
Well, and here's the other thing we don't think about. You're a question mark on somebody else's list.
That's right.
And you wouldn't want somebody to make time and hang out with you if they're sitting there across the table from you going, is this fun? Do I like this person? And so don't do that to somebody else.
Yes.
And the other thing that I'm getting from this, because this makes so much sense, is that if you were to take that energy and time and focus it on the people that you really like, that you don't see enough of, it would lift your life up and it would make those relationships so
even deeper,
much better.
That's it. You got to say no to the bad to make room for the right.
Wow.
And a shout.
I'm a shout.
I'm a scream.
Actually, I need to file a P3. I've been assaulted and attacked.
You need to go get an OB.
Guy.
Hey. Okay. I'm a question mark on someone.
Oh my goodness.
Discuss. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know when it started, my first thought was, I don't believe this is a real thing. When she first started talking, I was like, this is just a story. Like, I don't think, and then the more she was talking, I was like, but also we need to understand that adulting means that there are things that are obligations that are just part of being
Yes, because I was going to say not everything is supposed to be fun and I love
Exactly.
deep. There are some things you just have to do to get to something else. Like you have to go through this lunch to get to that meeting or but I think she's talking about something else. The deeper she got,
the more it hit home. Also because you know this thing that we say a lot, that meeting should have been an email. Sometimes that date should have been a call.
Yeah.
Or a text.
Or a text.
So a hitful
It didn't have
calls.
to have been us sitting down and having coffee or dinner or lunch or a drink.
Let me, because the reason this really stood out for me is because I recently found myself in a situation where I realized I was expecting so much from certain friends that when it came down to it, the way I viewed them I realized I'm the friend with the question mark. You know, the person that she's describing. And it's funny, it was around actually apartment life.
Oh, you are the person that they have a question mark around.
Yeah, because I don't know why I thought I don't know, there were some things that were happening around that season. And I was just like, I thought we were such good friends that this situation would not have happened in the way that it did. So I think for me, what I took away from this video was just spend time cultivating your real, like for me, because I'm a journalist, I'm a PR person, and then I'm an extrovert. I am literally a professional at having wide, shallow connections and friendships. Very shallow. Like it spreads so far and so wide. But the few that I have very deep connections, they're very few because it takes so much of me. Like I have to be vulnerable, I have to cultivate a friendship. So I try not to do so much of that. But I'm learning that it also takes a lot of energy to have many friendships that are over here, surface level. So for me, I'm like moving forward, I'm just doing deep, intentional, with the few that I have that have my back.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go deeper and better and bigger and better. Because those ones that are over here up, yes, they serve their purpose, but like you just never know where you stand. You just never know. So that's why I was like, me as the queen of this ambivalent whatever. I was like, I think that's me. And sometimes I think I put out that energy of it's very okay to be an ambivalent friend with me. So that's why it really stood out.
Why do you think she said that ambivalent friendships are more toxic? I think, okay, she had said something about that it's more draining.
It's more draining.
You know, it's the way she likened it. For me, what I took away is the way she likened it to, you know, those apps in the background on your phone. You don't realize that they're draining you. So you don't realize that it's not good for you. Whereas I think a toxic relationship, because you can identify, as in now that we're older, you can identify what is good, what is bad, because it's in your face. But when something is happening in the background, by the time it comes to the foreground, you're like, wow.
I think for me, what is there are two friendships that have come to mind, and I'm trying to rationalize, like, is it practical to do that in all the friendships? Because there are some friendships that are going through a season. Do you understand?
Now you have even confused me further.
Now
I
you're
didn't
even
need that.
shouting on top of
There
her.
are some friendships that are going through a season of ambivalence, let's say that. And there are some where maybe you met somewhere, you hit it off, you have every intention of being friends, but maybe the more you hang out, you realize, I don't have space for this friendship in my life right now, or we're not aligned like I thought we were, but you almost feel like you made an invisible, like a silent commitment to, yes, I'll be there on such and such. And yeah, so every time there's an invite, you're going, you know, so I don't know. That's how I'm like, could it be a season thing? Do you just write off? And another thing which has created for me in my mind is outgrowing friendships in this my adult life.
Dushy, you're right. You're right over there.
I felt that inside my chest.
Yeah. It's so hard. I think I'm also at that space where there's some friendships I'm like, fuck, are we outgrowing each other?
Is that what's happening?
Is that what is happening? And what's my life? Because I don't have a replacement for you.
That's a void. And I don't want
so
a
do we
void.
just stay in ambivalence until I get somebody else? Or what the fuck is this?
And it's not that it's bad. You know, it's not a bad. I don't know if it's a good or bad ambivalence, but there's somewhere like that thing for it's. We've gotten to a place where have we grown so far apart because of us just growing in our individual directions, not because of anything that has happened, and therefore now it has become a bit ambivalent. And the question becomes, is it a season that we're in just because of where we are in life right now, or will that distance then prevail?
Question, have you ever ended a friendship and said it's over?
Kind of how the breakup.
Yes, or do you just let a friendship fizzle
Fizzle
away and
out.
then
Yeah.
bump each
Personally,
other?
I
Like-
let our friendship fizzle out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if it's this ambivalent ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I've been
But
exed.
no,
I've
but
been
what if
exed
they're
as
the
a-
ones
as a
chasing you?
friend, and
They're chasing you.
I've been exed as a friend, and I think to date that's literally the only friendship that I've ever seen go. And I think it was such a shock for me because I was just like, huh? You know, like that doesn't make any sense to me. And then I said to myself, like, well, okay, there's actually no bad blood, and life has literally moved on. But then it's weird because I'm currently in a season where now I have an ambivalent friend, and I am an ambivalent friend to someone else.
And
You
like
can
you're
feel
okay
like
with
Yeah,
you're
I
the
can feel it.
ambivalent
Yeah, I
person.
can feel it. Like
Ooh.
when the person is trying to hang out with me.
I think I am an ambivalent to someone. They don't return your calls. Like, oh, sorry, babe, I was so busy. You know, I was cooking, I was cleaning, the maid had gone.
And you're like, and you know the worst thing is what? It's like if I know Dushy's schedule so well, and I know like when she's driving, the girl loves to talk on phone. So if ever I call Dushy and she tells me, "Oh, best friend, I was driving," I'll be like,
Yeah.
"That's your best time to have a
Yeah.
chat."
Exactly.
Airport
You know
in.
exactly. So when
Oh,
you tell someone a couple of times like, "Hey, let's have dinner," because I enjoy hosting very much. So if I tell you, "Hey, let's have dinner," twice, 3 times, and you tell me, "I'll let you know," what you know, like. You know, it hits you because let me tell you, my therapist is on speed. I'm like, Nancy, we gotta talk. We gotta talk, girl.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, because I had to go through the 7 stages of grief?
Wow.
Yeah, because I can actually say very confidently that that is a friendship that I have let go of. I no longer put in energy. I no longer put in time. I no longer put in money. And guess where that energy went to? It went into my circle. So you see the way you're saying, Ati, what do I do? Do I fill in? There's no time to fill in, babe.
Yeah.
That love that you had for that particular person, it goes now to here. You see, move it, boop, then 2 people now experience another person's love. So the space that's here gets to be separated between the 2 of us. So we get to enjoy a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that's actually brilliant, best friend.
Was it hard?
It's painful. It's painful. It's very painful. I've had calls with Dushy and you know, like your heart, the way my heart is usually set up is I give a lot. And I wouldn't say Ati, I'm the best friend in the world, but I feel like I'm an intentional person and I feel like I give my absolute all when it comes to friendship. So when now you're in that space and you're just like, hey, okay, this is a bit uncomfortable. And then you just do, oh, okay. And you know the worst thing is what? We still see each other.
I think that's tough.
But you know where your mind is at. You know where your heart is at.
And you've not had a conversation about it?
Oh, sweetie. If there's something I've had, it's conversations. Because
No, with the person.
Yeah,
like,
of
to
course,
address-
of
and
course.
then they're still.
yeah, it's giving less affair.
It's giving
And
ambivalence.
sometimes you're no longer on somebody's to-do list.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Imagine, it's actually quite okay.
So then how do you guys, how do we make friends when we're older? Like this age. Imagine you're at a stage where you're like, minus. And I don't want to only have Sharon
Yeah, just
as my friend because she'll be like, hey, you are high maintenance, Jews. Like, every day, good morning, this is what I have for lunch. You know what I mean?
yeah. Maybe sometimes we need ambivalent friends because they're not high
Yes,
maintenance.
they're like
I think they
the
exist for a
buffers.
reason.
No, but ambivalence is different, babe.
That's
I think there's the friends that are just there, like, you know, but then what she was saying is this is somebody who those elements of non-ambivalence are there, like, let's meet. But then you're feeling this, then you're like, was I fun or was this fun? Like, you're questioning so much.
Yeah.
Do they like me? And then you're repeating the conversations in your head, like those kind of things. That's different than just having we're hanging out, just come. You see, that one, there's no.
It's very casual.
I feel like me, I get that pressure for, you know, like, I mean, I hope my friends who are watching this don't take it the wrong way, but I think I hear it a lot, and sometimes I can feel it for someone who we've known each other from back in the day. because there's been
Expectation,
yeah, there's that expectation, or even maybe where you were at in your life back then, that friendship made sense. So you feel obligated to go for that dinner, go for that event, go for that thing, but like you leave that event or dinner or hangout feeling so drained, because it's
Yeah.
like, I know you were the people we were back then were so close,
Yeah.
but life has happened to us and we can't, or maybe I'm struggling to be that same person. So I feel like I've felt that way a little bit more with friends from back in the day. Whereas with the new friends, it's easier to communicate where you want this friendship to go, because you're catching it at the beginning, you know. So I don't know, but back to that point about I like what she said about fun people know how to mask that they're having fun. So I feel like the three of you are very fun people, because I've had fun with each
Watu
of you.
wanakuanga fun sana,
Sana,
sweetie.
sweetie, very much.
Have you
sweetie.
ever felt that way, where you're with somebody just like, I'm the fun one,
I'm carrying this.
like I'm carrying
And
this.
Yeah.
that's how I
that's
know,
an often
because like the
thing.
drain, when she
Yeah.
talked about the drain, how I usually know sometimes that I'm in an ambivalent space with someone when I leave the date and I'm so tired. Like I'm mentally, and it's not tired from it, I've enjoyed this. It's tired from, I feel like someone has, you've yanked what was in my cup.
Yeah,
Like
because
what was in my
you were
cup,
carrying
and I'm very big about what's in my cup is mine. What flows out is for others. When I leave a date and I feel like I have nothing in my cup, that's how I know this wasn't for me. And the questions she asked, one of them you mentioned was, does this person like me? I feel like with ambivalence and like toxicity, you're constantly questioning whether you're good enough. Did they like me? But with ambivalence, it's that question that she asked more of, was this fun or am I fun? So I was the one who brought the fun
Yeah,
to this.
I agree. There are two elements.
Yeah.
I think. I agree.
Was this
Yeah.
fun or am
Was
I
this
fun?
fun? Is the why did I go?
Yeah.
I wish I just stayed home, or I did something else.
I wish I did
And then
something
there's another one which I think is now the toxic. Where you questioning, do they like me?
Okay, like, am I, like,
did they even really want me here? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Like
Did
shit,
they
this
make
thing
enough
has made me
conversation?
have clarity, Sana, because
Yeah.
I am in those particular situations where I'm questioning
yourself and your
myself, and I'm like, why am I questioning myself
and
in a friendship or in
yeah.
a space?
in any space.
In any space, and this is supposed to be friendship.
And Jayson says a thing a lot of times. He says,
my God.
go to places where you're celebrated. If you
Kabisa.
spend time with someone who you leave that space feeling like whether it's a date or it's a friendship, am I really as intelligent as I thought I was? Do you think they liked me? Do you think that's not a space for you. You shouldn't be going to living spaces that you're willingly taking to yourself to, where you're living feeling like everything about you is something that should be put under a magnifying lens to be scrutinized. You're supposed to leave a place feeling edified, even if you spent half that date crying because whether shit was hard, the shit you were talking about was hard, or you were having tough conversations, or someone was going through something, or you were going through something, and you spent half that date crying. Sometimes we'll spend an entire day sleeping. Like we have spoken 20% of this day, but the 80% were sleeping. One person was napping, another person was napping, and I'm like, that felt so great. And I go back and I'm like, this week is gonna be fantastic. And the people I've been with, and for an hour, I'm actually even telling myself, do you think it's possible after an hour to tell them that I have something to do? And I'm heading to meet them. So I'm like, why? Why am I doing this to myself?
Or
Why
you're just
didn't I
hyper self-conscious the whole time on your way there.
It's not necessary.
Ooh, child.
That's just a lot.
Child.
And even those dates that end up being over postponed. That's why, something I told myself when I turned either 32 or 33, I had a very
Us
big
over here in
rule.
the corner, we're like,
Yeah.
oh, good Lord.
Someone holds
Someone hold me
me.
back.
I told myself when someone does a thing for we should hang out, I give two answers to either, and imagine, no, honey, it's okay, or I'll tell you when.
Yeah, give me the
There's
dates.
no in between.
I no longer do we should hang out.
Yeah.
And then I've had also situations I've told someone we should hang out, and then we pick a day, and then they give me a story, and then a story, and then a story. And then
I'm
I
so
realize
guilty of that, though.
you didn't want to hang out with me.
Yeah,
it
because,
just sounded
yes,
good.
because I there's somebody who now this is a different situation. I'm like, it's happening, but I don't know if it's ambivalence or it's just one of those things where we're just going through our own things right now. They're transitioning through something in their life.
The seatbelt.
And I am not transitioning. I have remained the same. So maybe they're, new
Navigating.
job, new home, new relationship. And I get the sense that my life might be a little bit of a trigger for them because I'm like shit is not going well for them, you know. So maybe they're feeling like that's my genuine sense. So it's not like if I was to follow that by the book, I'd be like ambivalent done.
Right.
So that's why I introduced that thing of maybe it's a season. It's a season that you're in.
I also have one where I'm in a season like that.
Because
yeah.
I had gotten to a point where I was like, I'm not calling this person again.
Anymore.
I'm not going to ask for another plan. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm worth more, whatever. And then in the shower, I was like, it was in the shower for real.
Shower thoughts are the
Yeah.
best
For real, it was
parts.
in the shower. I was
Yeah.
in the shower
Clarity.
and I was like, is this a friendship I want to let go of? No. This is a person I love, and it's an old situation friendship where I know there's a bit of that, those elements of obligation, but we've known each other since we were.
Yeah, we go way back.
Exactly. And I was about to throw in the towel, and I was even going to say, in fact, I won't even come for this event because I'm busy. I was going to now give them an excuse for something I'd been invited to.
Right.
Then I said, let me just give you one last. Instead of just calling to check, I say, Saturday, can we do this? And when I did that, they gave me an insight into what was happening in their life, and I was like, holy shit. So I was about to do the whole but I'm hearing what's happening. I'm like, oh my God, babes, like you are really in the pits. So yeah.
Imagine I get that. Yeah.
And it's tricky because even that Saturday didn't end up happening.
So no, yeah.
And I was back
It's
in
like
the
clutch my pearls.
Yeah, but it's tough.
Like
It's tough.
Hey, God.
It's tough. Yes, but then I also have another situation where I'm feeling, and then I'm there. I'm like, nimechoka. I'm looking for what can we talk about? And the weather, what?
It's been raining.
Because we're insisting we could be friends, so we
Yeah.
must see this
Right,
through.
right.
And I don't know how to say.
It's okay.
Me,
It's
I'm those
enough.
people for if we say Saturday, I'm going to come. Like I rarely cancel, but I think I need to work on cancelling
Yeah.
and saying I'm not available because I see other people doing it so easily.
Oh my God, you remember when you were telling me the other day? Me, I don't cancel with excuses. I'll just tell you I won't be able to make it.
Yeah, I never understand how she does that.
That is-
Me, I will tell you everything from what my mother is eating
Yeah.
that
So
day.
mom made jahis, and I think they're affecting her face. I'm
I
just
feel like
like
when people do that, it's a lie.
not necessarily. Like I think
I
it's
just
that
don't know how to say no
overcompensating
without
Like you can give a
overcompensating.
brief, like something came up.
She says no.
I'm just like, no, Han, I
Yeah.
won't be able to. Is it possible? And then I will give you a particular date.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, is it possible for us to do?
So you just don't leave
And
someone
sometimes
hanging.
it's my mental space. I know that I'm coming to hang out with you, and I know I'm going to give you jack shit. Because my mental space cannot handle one more conversation, one more space where I have to offer myself, give myself. I need to maybe go to my house, sit down, take off my bra, and stare at the TV when it's not on. Like that's what I need in that moment. So now I could force myself
Sounds
to go
excellent.
to Karen and meet you and sit down and have a drink, and then I'm now pushing it. I'm having the glass of wine to try and give me energy. I'm trying to be in your story, but then I'm zoning out. So I've learned that we're all adults, and I learned it from a friend who would just cancel. And then one day she just told me, babe, sometimes it's important to take care of your mental health and your space, and sometimes it's okay just to say no because my plan was today I wanted to go watch Ultimatum Essay, the reunion. So like I don't know what to tell you, sweetie, but I gotta go do it.
It is what
I
it
gotta
is.
have some reactions.
Yeah.
So
Are we
we've
gonna-
taken a detour.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the second TikTok.
Actually,
we
we
always
Should we
do
just
that.
touch on it? Let's
Please,
just quickly.
let's
Okay.
Let's just hear.
Oh, you've said it too.
Guza,
My
it's like a
phone.
Swahili word for touch.
No, mine. You don't think it's relevant because it was related to this.
It's related, I promise.
Yeah.
Guys, let me show you the other TikTok, and you're reacting 1 minute each.
Done.
Less facial
Dushy,
expressions.
I'm looking at you. I'm the prefect.
Actually, you have to tell me stop.
React now
Okay.
so that it's finished.
Oh my gosh. I'm done.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, got it.
Disrespectful thing you can do to yourself. I think it's the most disrespectful thing you can do to yourself. Oh my goodness, how much I have fallen victim to. I'm forgiving, I'm kind, I allow people to be themselves. It was the most disrespectful thing I ever did to myself because I couldn't differentiate the difference between someone walking all over me and someone genuinely making an innocent mistake. We need to be able to differentiate between an innocent mistake and malicious intent. And there's a very simple way to that. The person who made said mistake, did they acknowledge it? Is there genuine change, genuine need to make it up to you? Or, in the case of malicious intent, is there I kind of brushed it under the rug. Khalas, you're just being too sensitive. It was a mistake. I didn't mean it. And then they go ahead and they repeat it. Not only do they repeat it, it is bigger the next time. That is how you differentiate. And be aware of it. And it's okay to acknowledge this was malicious and this was good, because otherwise you're just disrespecting yourself by assuming, haram, they just made a mistake. No, it's fine. They're learning. They're on their journey. Go be on your journey elsewhere. Because anyone with malicious intent, you need to cut off immediately. Those people don't serve you. They don't belong in the circle that is your life.
Give that woman but here, give that woman a drink. Give that woman a drink. She deserves it. That was beautiful.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What I was really waiting for her to distinguish is, how do you know the difference? Because I feel like
between malicious intent and
who is forever in that space, I just never know the difference between when someone is being malicious or it's an innocent thing. Because I tend to be very forgiving, and like by the time I always say, I joke that I get a bad temper maybe 3 times a year, because I'm very slow to anger. Of course I'll get irritated and whatever, but like angry, it's very rare. So as someone who's forever in that space, I'm always like, I was waiting for her to address what's the difference. And when she said it's a repeated behavior and that kind of thing, I was like, oh, I get it now. I understand. But what were you thinking watching that, Jayson?
Well, personally, I think I've gone through a situation that is quite similar, where I don't think it was malicious intent, but it wasn't also a mistake.
Oh.
Yeah. So according to the conversation I had with my therapist,
Nancy.
Shout out to Nancy.
We love her.
Is somebody can only love you as much as they love themselves.
You better speak.
So you can tell someone, this is how I need to be loved, but them themselves, they've never gotten to that particular point. So how do you expect them to give you something that they've actually never had? Yeah. So
Okay,
for me,
now.
sorry.
You can catch your mic.
For me, I think that I don't think I know any evil people who would do something to intentionally, just like, Jayson, today morning, when I wake up, I'm going to write in my burn book and I'm going to Maliza this guy. Yeah, so I think sometimes it's just, they just don't know any better.
Yeah.
And when it comes to that kind of forgiveness, what is that, Nani? Forgiveness languages?
Apology. We know you named them.
Our own languages. We are linguists.
Sometimes you just have to meet them where they are, and then you keep it moving.
Yeah.
JG?
Dushy?
Yeah, actually, I'm Jayson's best friend. Jayson's girlfriend. You're my girlfriend,
Hey,
baby.
when I went into a market.
Okay, so I feel like so I'm very big on respect.
Yeah.
In relationships and in friendships, in any I'm very, very big on respect. For me, it's a non-negotiable. So I'm not a rehab for badly behaved people. I'm very clear about that. You're not going to you try.
He said you're not a rehab
go try your
for
mama.
badly
Don't try
behaved
me.
people.
I'm not a rehab for badly behaved people. I'm not here for you to try and figure out how to behave. No, please, kindly take it there. No. I won't even. There's no time for me to figure out whether it was malicious or accidental. I don't have time. I don't want it. I don't even. Whoa. I don't want it. I don't have that. My spirit does not have the capacity for that. I take disrespect I carry it with a lot of weight. So to me, I don't even think I'll give you that first chance. If I just see you coming, if I see the way you're moving, if I see the way maybe you'll speak about something else or someone else, and I can tell generally how you carry things is with a lot of lightness, or a lightness that I find uncomfortable, I just tend to square myself nicely away from that situation. And it doesn't mean that it's I can be cordial with you. We don't need to interact, because I feel like sometimes people will take I'm learning, I'm growing as a reasoning to
for bad behavior.
No. I also aim to treat myself with the same respect, and therefore I treat people with the same respect. I will not speak out of turn in front of you. And sometimes, and I'm not saying I'm not human and I have not. Do you know the time I've caught myself in moment saying something and apologize in moment before the other person has even had a chance to figure out how they feel about something? I'm like, the next something I'm like, whoa.
actually.
Has what I've said right now made you feel in any way, shape, or form like if I have, I'm really sorry. I feel like I might have taken a slip of tongue, and it wasn't whether or not it was my intention doesn't matter here. I'm really sorry that I said that.
you did
And then
it,
maybe I've been
yeah.
told later, oh, okay, maybe it would have if I had started. I don't like the no. I think for me it's a very clear
clear line.
Yeah.
Jules, as we
wrap
up.
Yeah. What can I say? For me, I'm also on the side with Dushy. Like, so there's only a couple of instances I can think about where it's somebody close to me that has done something, and I'm like, yo, what the, you know, we're having an issue about something you've done or behavior. For me, this description that this lady has given applies a lot to like maybe working relationships. You know, so people you're in a team with, maybe there's a project you're supposed to do together, they are dropping the ball, or you're maybe in the same industry with people and there's a way they are moving, so you can know this is malicious intent, or they don't, maybe it's not malicious, but it's like they don't give a fuck, versus, oh man, I'm so sorry, I forgot to brief you, or I forgot to, those kind of things.
Yeah.
But in friendships, hey,
very tricky, yeah.
It's very tricky for you to start doing things that you had dinner. We are sitting to discuss.
Yeah.
What did this mean? I'm already like, I don't know if we are
Okay,
sharing.
in a working relationship, by the way, you have said,
Yes,
because I've thought about it and I know a lot of malicious people.
Yeah. I believe it happens. It happens a lot in those kind of settings. You understand what I'm saying?
Where you have to be together, or
where you have to be together, and you don't, maybe you don't have the opportunity to keep asking, what was that about? What happened? Can we sit and talk about it? You know, you can't keep talking to some people. You're just like, with
it's who they are.
This is an issue they have with me. You don't know what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with you, so you remove them from that expectation you have.
Agreed. Well done. You've actually reacted quickly.
Yeah, I told you. I was about
Beryl said we did well.
I was going to give facial expressions.
Beryl said we did well.
And I give like 3. You saw.
Like, well done.
my God. Let me tell you, the weekend I'm about to have.
It's about to be a sweet one.
Yeah.
Also, guys, well done.
Well done.
Both of you, well done. Yeah, very proud of you.
Oh, us.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be celebrated.
You gotta be celebrated. Very proud of you girls,
yes.
man. Yeah.
Wait for wrapping up on time. Or
No,
what are we
like just
celebrating?
even how you do the show and being able to witness you guys working.
Oh,
You're really
no.
something, man.
Yeah.
You're really something.
Can we just agree also that adulting is so fucking, not adulting, but this age we are in our 30s, it's an interesting space where we are questioning our connections a lot.
Absolutely.
I did not have these kind of things when I was
younger.
age.
Yeah.
As at those days, it was just like, yo, what's the
Very
plan?
like,
I just
what
was
have I
busy.
done?
Yeah, I was just like, what did I do?
Yes,
I was
yes.
at pavement. I was busy like bend over, but for real, we were bending over like for real.
Yeah.
I had
Literally.
I had no time to start asking myself like, how do I feel when I hang out with this person?
What is my forgiveness language?
I didn't give a freak.
Yes.
No, so
Not
now
even a heck.
And then
Well
that's
done
also making
us. I think it's the self-awareness for me.
Yeah.
Like we're so self-aware.
But we're putting in the work also. So
and then even
Kina
understanding
Nancy,
self.
we have support
Yeah.
from Nancy and
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly.
Ours is Michelle.
I
Nancy.
love it. Yeah,
Good-
you're
good for us.
And also even understanding self.
Do you think Nancy and Michelle are friends?
they're best
Maybe.
friends.
Maybe
They just sit down and they just
They're like,
What our clients?
Wakosawa, I think.
I love it.
Imagine if our therapists could just write a book together.
Oh my
about
god,
our
I
lives.
literally said that today morning.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like we
yeah.
all
See the
did
same
because-
therapist.
Mine would be called Hey.
Sometimes I wonder what they think.
I know.
Yeah.
Like we have the same
See, 'cause
therapist.
they know us.
And there's another friend who goes to the same. So sometimes I wonder if she looks at us and says, "Guy, this girl.
What's going on?
What's up?
Is everything
These
okay?
girls.
What is happening?
Is everything
These girls
okay?
have
Yeah.
Someone was saying on a video I watched recently that she said her goal in life now is to find her therapist, and then the therapist until she finds the top therapist and the done, and then she'll go see that therapist. And I was like, fun.
This
I
one
feel like
that's
that's
you.
something I do. I'm just like, who is the therapist for the therapist? Can I go see that
The
therapist?
therapist for that therapist.
Facts.
Shout out to the therapists.
Yeah.
Actually, unafanya job.
Oh my God, it's me leading the episode. I was looking at Sharon.
You look at her. was like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Look at you back.
I'm sorry because she looked at me back. Okay, guys, we need to wrap this.
stood up. Very
We need to wrap this. Okay. If you've made it this far to the episode, thank you so much for staying with us. Please remember to follow Dushy Korea on Instagram and J Take a Pic on Instagram for Jayson. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up around here. Okay, like that, subscribe. It does help us grow. Leave a comment. What do you think about these conversations? Is this something that you're also experiencing or questioning within your life, within your friend groups? Share with somebody who you think might benefit from this conversation. We'll see you back here next time. And as per usual, it's related.
I promise.